And we are officially live. Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hello, community. Hello, people. Hello, aliens, whoever's watching this right now at this very moment. My name is Katarina. This is
Sabrina.
And this is Welcome to Your Journey, basically a podcast dedicated in helping, not even helping, just telling you and informing you and giving you our experiences of the 3D world and our experiences in the universal laws of energy and just energy in general. I am a Reiki practitioner. She is an amazing Akashic reading and so much more.
Yeah, whatever. So et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. And we decided to do this mini series on the chakra systems just to give you the tools, everything you need so you can do this by yourself, so you can take your power back. And today we're doing the third eye chakra. Third eye chakra.
Which is a big one. I mean, it's a big one because I'm going to interject here.
Yes.
A big one because to me, I feel like it's the one that is the most noticeable when you're awakened on this journey. It's the one you like feel, because when you close your eyes, you can actually see what's going on right now. Like if you just close your eyes right now, you'd be like, yes, I could see like colors and symbols. And if you actually take the moment of stillness to do it, you can actually connect a little deeper. And that's what we're going to talk about.
It's the one that's like in the mainstream the most, the one that's the most talked about too. And like you say, once you started this journey,
hey everybody,
and you're actually moving forward and you're like removing all the blockages, this is what gets activated, like in the most part.
And we use the quote from Carl Jung, who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakes. And that's like a huge thing. That's part of our whole thing, because we all know outside is the dream. Inside is the real. So welcome. Hi, Lori.
Hello, Lori.
Hi, Iraida. Hi, lady.
Hello, everybody.
From South Africa, I believe. No, maybe not. Okay. Hello. Thrilled to be here for this one. I'm happy you're here. So
thank you for joining us live. It's always a pleasure to have all of you guys here. It's always amazing just to get all your feedback. And just to interact. That's the whole point of this going us live, right? It's just to interact with you guys, to get more, just
get a feel.
You know, we've been on the online since what? Since 2019, since the real boom of the internet online worlds that have been like expanding.
Yeah.
Because we're not going to talk about whatever I'm thinking about right now. But yes, so it's always fun to talk to you guys live on set. So this is what we're going to be talking about. Third eye chakra. Why are we doing this? Because we want to give you back your power, and the chakra systems give us a good insight on what areas and what tools to use. So that's why we're using the chakra system in this situation. What is the third eye chakra? How to connect to the third eye chakra, psychic abilities, the dreams, how that is all interconnected. The underactive and overactive as usual. And we want to really talk about plant medicine and all that jazz in terms of how do you say it?
Hallucinatory.
I have it in French. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And we want to dive in a little bit more on that, because I feel like that's been a huge boom in the mainstream. And is it necessary? Is it not? We'll talk about that later. And then once again, our pendulum and Reiki activations, the ones we've been doing this whole time, which is another tool that we want to give to you free.
And actually, I've been getting so much amazing feedback from all of you that do it once, twice, 3 times. And it's like, it's great. And a lot of you do end up falling asleep in this live, because she's amazing when she brings us in. So don't worry about it. It's recorded, so you can always come in. Hi, Lynn. Mm-hmm. Hi, Lynn. Lynn times 2. Oh, you're from North Carolina.
Okay. We have 2 Lyns today? Nice.
Yeah, 2 Lyns, always.
Hello. So much fun. Okay, so first thing is first. What is the third eye chakra?
So, yeah. I mean, the third eye chakra is frontal view. It's located between the 2 brows, right? And a lot of us will feel sensation between the brows, but it's connected to the pineal gland, which is found at the center of the brain, which is like literally, if you go deep, if I have a wand and I go deep into the brain, it's like found in the middle, right? Like I can't explain it. Right in the center.
They say it's like the eye of the brain. basically the inner eye.
Yeah, the inner eye of the brain. And the pineal gland, medically speaking, is, I wrote this down because I'm not medical, you know that. It's associated with the sleep-wake cycle. So it's associated with the circadian rhythm, the 24-hour cycle. You wake up, you go to bed, you know, it's that. And it regulates your melatonin. Mm-hmm. But it's also where you...
I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, because it's important, because a lot of people talk about the pineal gland.
Yeah.
When you're awakening, you're like, you learn about the pineal gland. And it also awakens the spiritual, the mystical experience is felt there. Right? And when it's over time, it can get calcified, and which we know all this too, and with fluoride and aging. But to me, that's a little bit of a narrative as well. And I don't use toothpaste with fluoride. I stopped like 5 years ago using that. But I mean, I don't know if it's really, is it real? Is it just the narrative? Doesn't matter. I still don't use it. So the third eye is ajna in Sanskrit, which means intuition, insight, awareness, which means everything that we're learning on this thing. That's the third eye chakra, right? Third eye chakra is when we start to connect with ourselves, when we start to see things that are different than what we are seeing in the movie kind of thing. We start to see beyond the movie. And that, to me, like even though the root chakra system starts at the foot and it ends up at the crown, but like, you know, we have 144,000 chakras. So these are just the 7. And the 6th chakra to me is the one that is the most fantastical one. It's the most mystical. It's the most exciting, because you start to see colors and symbols, and you start to speak between people, you know, like you telepath. There's just so much that comes from this.
It also means invocation, doesn't it?
Command,
exactly.
Command.
Meaning that,
like, it's like the command center for the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm. And when you're actually commanding something, you're actually asking something to come in. It's almost like that ability to manifest that everybody's talking about it as well. So once you're requesting something, well, it's probably, the way I see it, it goes into your crown chakra, and then the third eye is where it's going to give you the insights, right? The insights of where to go, how to go, what to do. And it's just to listen to that, not to doubt it, because that will block that intuition. So,
and I like that element is light, because the throat chakra element was ether, was space. So interesting, eh? And then it was space, and then it becomes light, and then the crown is, I don't know. I think it's light too, but we'll see. Anyways,
but it's true though, because the ether, that's where everything emerges from.
Yeah.
So if light is emerging from the ethers,
yeah. And just like a little note, the third eye chakra is deep indigo, but a lot of us, I mean, it's associated. Amethyst is associated with the third eye chakra, which is kind of interesting because it's violet, and the crown chakra really is the violet flame.
But I think it's associated with both.
Both, yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
And fluorite is a big thing. It's the mix.
It's true. Fluoride is a great
sodalite as well, which I had brought last time. But anyways, let us continue. Yes. Hey, I see we have more people.
Hello, everybody watching. Thank you for joining us live. And okay, so where were we? How to connect.
How connected are you to your third eye? So that's a lot of, okay, continue. I'm like taking over.
No, go ahead. Yeah. We have a tendency of taking over, both of us on the same time. So it's all good.
Like how
we even ourselves
like
out.
what is it like? A lot of us will get on this journey. I'm like, what is our third eye? Like, you know, and we always see the eye and everything. And then there's the narrative of the eye as well, but we don't have to go into that right now. But for me, the eye is like, is deep. For me, it's 100% trusting, and it's the awareness, right? It's also the high priestess in the tarot card is like that deep knowing. The eye, I always think about, if you think of an animal, you think of the owl, right? Who is the intuitive.
Sees in the
dark, right? Mm-hmm. And I could, the owls don't have 2 eyes, but I could swear if we really look at them, they probably have 3 eyes because they are so like seeing everything. And it's about imagination. If you've ever had imagination as a child, or if you've ever dreamed of, you know, like we all did, we all went into fantasy lands. It was from here that we went there. We weren't thinking, the ego was not bringing us into a fantasy land, for sure. The ego was like, we're going to stay on the ground. We're going to stay in survival mode. And the third eye was like, no, I want to live in daydream land. And that's where it was, right? And new ideas come easily, and you see the bigger picture. I mean, all of these that I have listed here are indications that your third eye is open, that your third eye is like, you're connecting with your third eye, that you're like fully starting to see beyond the veil.
I love that. And I love the part of the imagination, because the imagination, if you know how the brain actually, your body doesn't actually know the difference between whether your brain is projecting an image, so using its imagination to, let's say, for example, if you're thinking about exercising, or if you're thinking about something stressful or versus something happy, like it doesn't know the difference whether or not it's actually happening in real life. So if you're thinking about something stressful, your body's going to feel like it's in stress, right? It's like that connection. So your imagination is key into this manifestation that everybody wants to, and everybody's talking about right now, or doing right now, or practicing right now. So and I've always had trouble with this. My imagination, that's something that I have, and we've spoken about it too. Like for some reason, my body or my mind has just blocked imagination. I have so much trouble diving in and visualizing. Although I am able to sense things in a more etheric, like more energetic way. But I have been practicing my imagination. And this is all stuff that you can practice. And we'll show you different tools and things that you can practice to activate all this, and to practice specifically the imagination, because I do believe that's like a key element. You see it with kids. You see it. Kids, when they're in the zone, they're unstoppable, and it's just crazy to see.
And you see it like, I don't know, when I was young, I would be, we would come up with the craziest things. We would be knights and princesses and kings and queens. We'd be all these things. We'd dress up. Our imagination was insane in the membrane, and our parents allowed it. They were like, yeah, whatever, man. You go in the room and you do whatever you need to do, kids, you know? But I remember being in high school or elementary school or college or all of it, and being in La La Land all the time. And my imagination was, and that's why I'm a writer. I usually will, now I will express it in words.
An amazing writer too.
But like, it's like this, and everybody has different ways of expressing it. Like she will express it differently as well. Like she draws, even though it's like she suppressed that a bit, but we're going to get that out of her in the next series. And, you know, we're painting and dancing,
but also communicating,
and whatever.
Right? The way you use your words.
And we've been told all of our lives, stop going to the daydream world, stop going to fantasy land, live in reality. And this is like a huge thing. And it's like, we were supposed to live in our imaginary worlds, because that's where we're actually creating.
Yeah, we're supposed to be there at least half of the time, because the other half you're here bringing all that information in, bringing it to the 3D, like creating it, right? Because you can stay in La La Land, but then if you're not using all that beautiful energy to create it, well, then that's where the unbalancement goes, because we'll show you when it is in balance, then that's not conducive, that's not helpful as well.
Wow,
right?
That's hilarious. I'm going to make you read this.
Oh, yes. Hello, everybody else who's just arrived. Hello, Viv.
Hi, Viv. Hi.
Hi,
Orna.
You want me to read it? Yeah. I'm here. Can't wait. I did a throat activation 3 times. Yes, we're just talking about it. Sabrina was just talking about that. Everybody doing it more than once. I woke up this morning with a 2-inch scratch on my throat that I didn't even know.
I don't know where it came from.
I don't know where it came from. Yeah, 100%.
It's fun. That's amazing.
100%. That's anything that you're doing. Like if you've been practicing everything, you're going to see a huge, not only physiological, but also emotional and also mental changes that you're going to be experiencing as well. So that's amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
And like I said, like when we do these activations, when she does the meditation, when I do the activation, it could like in 3 weeks from now and 4 weeks from now, and then it's a gradual, it's how your body takes it. So don't.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be completely different for every single person you're a unique expression. So your expression, the way it's going to be expressed, is going to be different than mine's and Sabrina's. And that's the whole point of all this. That's why we love it when you guys share with us, because we can see the different ways it's expressing. And then you could also help others to see like, oh yeah, I've been feeling that too. Yeah. Helping others to feel like they're not going crazy. Because I know that was very helpful for me
at the beginning
when we're starting out on this journey, right? I hope this clearing will help me with the remembering of my dreams. Maybe. Yes.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
And the stones that we're going to be talking about too, if you put that underneath your pillow, that could help too. And yeah, 100%. We'll see. And let us know if it does. Like, I would love that. I'd love to get that information. Okay. So next on the slide, what do we have? We have, yes. So basically we already talked about this. So
but we'll talk more about it, because psychic abilities is a big thing. This is like the stigmas of being on this journey is like, I don't know how many times people come to me and ask for a tarot reading. They're like, just sit there and they expect me to be a psychic, right? And I'm like, I'm not a psychic. I'm a tarot reader. It's two different things. But also, yes, we're all psychics. I even explained to them, I am a psychic. You're a psychic. We're all psychic. It's just that right now, Sabrina's psychic ability isn't fully in 100%. But I can I hear. I'm not 100% clairvoyant, even though she thinks I'm 100% clairvoyant, but maybe I am. But it's like for me, my vivid dreams. I am a vivid dreamer. From my childhood until now, I can describe every single detail that is in the dream, every single character, what they're wearing jewelry, if they're wearing a piercing, every inch of the landscape, I can describe it to you. It's like there, because I believe dreams is a little bit more than what we've been taught. I really believe that we're living in these are experiences happening in the dream time, in a past, present, future timeline. Do you think that?
I do believe that the dreams are very important in terms of helping us process certain things unconsciously. I believe that it's a gateway for the unconscious mind to help us communicate, to have our bodies communicate, and also communicate with the ethereal, because I do believe it's a direct link to the different dimensions, the different energetic, because you're in a different frequency, you're in a different brainwave right now, different brain state, and this will help and create a bridge and a channel. So, and I do believe that our dreams will create these realities, so we could integrate, let's say, characteristics or just specific things that we've been wanting to try out. So in that sense, yeah.
There's just a lot of now we could do a whole series on dreams if you really think about it.
I agree, 100%.
We can maybe bring that into our creative thing, because that's like a big thing. Because dreams are, like she said, they're integrative, like of your current reality and your other realities that you can't see. And it's just bringing in all your gifts and abilities as well. And the same with visualization. Vision boards, people do these things like in the physical, but visualization is sitting and actually connecting with your third eye and visualizing something that you would wish to come alive, or visualize just happiness, or whatever it is that you want, sadness, if you would like. I'm not here to judge you what you want to visualize, but we have the capacity to make it come true, like the dream to come true. It's just that we don't have the full belief system in it yet. And that's what's a bit, what?
Yeah, I see it as a portal. I see it as a portal.
And beautiful.
Like it's a beautiful portal. Your pineal gland is a portal, and the dreams is one way of accessing all the information that you need, or even I almost see it like a practice exercise for your brain and these different dimensions to I want to be a superhero. Let's go in your dreams and practice becoming one. We can actually call it in, right? It's a portal to call in all of these realities. So that's why it's very important when you are visualizing. Is it exciting? Is it conducive to your well-being, or is it conducive to your stress? Is it creating more stress for you? Maybe try to reprogram or try to visualize something, or just because you're in control. You're in control. You're the one driving the car, and the visualization will help you in one way, or it could create more chaos. So, but
what's interesting is if it creates more chaos, that's something to pay attention to, right? Yeah. If it's creating chaos within you, then you're like, oh,
100%.
What is my blockage?
Yeah. Why is it creating
Maybe I need to listen to the activation. So I need to unblock myself. There's like everything is a sign.
Everything's helping you.
Yeah. And I like the colors and symbols because I personally I get a lot of symbols, which we will do something with that at one point. But colors become more vivid. Then you start to see a whole kaleidoscope of colors when you can close your eyes. Like I have been able, I don't know, when at the beginning, when your third eye first opens, you're like, what the F is this? Like the colors are not even our color pattern, our color wheel. It's like completely something else, right? And there's sacred geometry that you see. These are all blueprint. It's your blueprint that's coming alive because you're first seeing it. And now it's always there. Now it's not as fantastical as it used to be. It's like, I see the sacred geometry symbol. Yeah, great.
It's like all the possibilities open up.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point, because we are limited still in this 3D reality for now, which I wanted to tap into. I do believe that we're actually hitting a generation, and some have already hit it. If you really dive and do some research, people already have psychic abilities. There's a lot of children, I believe, that I've seen
all of them
have come in, and they actually are able to read people's minds. And it's interesting because I read a book, and there's research done in multiple parts of the world where all these people who have psychic abilities, they all do it in the same manner. Like they all kind of see this television screen that pop in front of their pineal gland, and then they're able to actually read people's minds with the images that are coming up. And there's a lot of similarities. Now, is it going to always be like that? Is it everybody like that? I don't think so. But what I'm saying is that I do believe that we're heading into this new experience, this human experience, where we're going to level up to a point where we can actually read people's minds. And I'm already coming to a place.
We already do.
I'm coming to a place where I can't even use my words anymore.
Yeah,
I like my words are nowhere to be found, but I have noticed that my feeling aspect is becoming a lot more stronger, meaning that I'm able to process a lot quicker. I'm able to remove a lot of the storylines that are not helpful anymore for me, like old storylines, which is helping me then be more sensitive to what's going on and helping me to remove myself from certain situations quicker, right? So this is one type of, I believe, psychic abilities. But
nice, beautiful.
But we can talk about that more.
That we're always talking about it. And telepathy is a huge thing that I talk a lot about with people. I literally will call out to Katerina and I'll say, hey, I talk to her higher self all the time, and I talk to everybody's higher self, even the people here, they know that. And I'm like, hey, Lynn, reach out to me. Hey, Terry, text me. And then you do within the hour, within the day. And it's kind of, that's a way to practice. Mm-hmm. And I talked a lot to my twin flame in my mind or my soul, whatever that is, by telepathy. And there really is a conversation going on. And this is where people will start to say, well, you're just making it up in your mind. It's all falsity. You're just living a delusional world, Sabrina. And then it's not. I really feel it. I feel like there's a back and forth. There's a conversation. And then I let it go. Because this is who I am at a soul level. And I truly believe it, right? Like I said to everybody as a joke, I always say this. Is if this was 1957, we would all be talking around in a circle in the psych ward, but we're not. So we are able to talk about this out loud. Anyway, this is like, to me, I feel like the 2020s has become such a 2020 up till 2030. It's going to be this revelation time, a decade of revelation of our inner abilities that we all have. We're all clairvoyant. We're all clairsentient. We're all clairaudient. We're all clairs. We have all the clairs. We're all telepathic. We're all teleporters. We're all psychic. We're all of it. Not just me and Katerina because we're talking. Everybody has it. It's just to tap into it. So that's what we're doing, I think, with these chakras too. It's just to learn to tap into it and trust it and believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
And believe all of it. Like, sorry, the symbol that comes up, write it down. Whatever word comes up, write it down. Like, because there's things that we have no idea. Mathematical equations that you see in your head that don't make sense to anybody, write it down, record it. To me, it's like we're writing our new history books.
I like that. Yeah. And we're writing our new history books. Yeah.
Her story books. Her history books. Whatever.
Yeah. And the only reason why anybody would think that we are any more clairvoyant or more in tune or tapped in is just because we've been practicing. We've been practicing trusting. We've been practicing loving every single parts of ourselves, right? So there's no more blockages within our bodies. So when something does come in, we don't doubt it anymore, right? So we're removing all the layers, one layer at a time, that helps us just get more tapped in, get more aligned, get more in tuned. And that just takes practice. That's all it really is. And there's even exercises that you can do to heighten certain how did you call them? Psychic
clairs.
The clairs. Yeah, exactly. So overactive, overactive. We kind of talked about it, but we can talk about it a little more.
Like we could talk about what a balanced one is, and we've already talked about it. It's like you're intuitive, that you're aware, and now the unbalanced chakra is important because a lot of us will fall into this, right? An underactive and overactive is the same idea. It's still an unbalanced chakra, right? So sometimes difficulty trusting your inner voice. 100,000%. Every single one of us has experienced this because because it's like, oh, well, I'm making this up in my mind, but that's your ego. Right away, your ego will tap right into you right away and say, doubt. You say doubt, and the ego's like, yeah, it's doubt for sure, and it's gonna highlight it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be like, oh yeah, it's for sure. It's a no. It's a no. It's a no. But that first voice, that, like I always say the story, like when I first went out with my boyfriend, one of them, and the first voice said absolutely not, and I went out with him for 7 years. Like, hello, because the ego's like, no, you got to give it a try.
Yeah. All the narratives, from
listen.
TV shows, from family members, from society, and all that. And again, overactive, underactive just means there's too much information coming in or not enough information coming in. And this is what's creating the unbalancement, right? And the only reason we would have this, it's if there's something within us that's blocking us, or it's too open, and you're just believing and trusting everything without discernment. And that's what we talked about last.
Yes. Episode. And difficulty concentrating is a big thing for me. Then there's a label that is put ADHD. Let's give them Ritalin. It's like autism. And it's like, no, man, your freaking third eye chakra is underactive, dude.
There's too much information coming in. There's
too much
information. Like information, aka energy, aka your environmental stimulus cannot handle, like your nervous system just can't handle it. Your whole, and the chakra system is based on your nervous system. That's what it's based on. It's based on that. It's as I said, you have all your nerves coming into these specific places, creating these knots. And if you're not able to self-soothe, self-love, self-regulate, then it's super easy to get manipulated, because then you're just giving your energy and information to everybody and everything without being discerned, without implying discernment. And as we talked, the throat chakra, it's about boundaries. At a certain point, once you start loving yourself, at a certain point, you need to start putting the barriers. It doesn't have to be forever, but enough to know, like, this is too much information right now. I need to take a step back. I need to not talk to this person, not do this thing,
just
not go this there,
for the moment,
and be alone. Exactly. To just process
all
the information properly. And this is one way of self-soothing and one way of self-care and self-love too. So sorry, I wanted to add.
No, amazing. But don't ever say sorry. I love the points here because I feel like this is relevant to all of society. Feeling of being stuck. So you're not concentrating, you're not trusting, and then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know. How many times have you said, I don't know what I'm doing? I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my God, maybe I'm wrong. And all this blah, blah, blah. And that's because you're not trusting the little crazy voice inside you because it's not crazy.
Or you're trusting all the voices.
Oh, you're trusting the louder one.
Yeah.
That's like, no, you're a loser. You can't. You're not. Okay. And I love rigid thinking because I am surrounded by rigid thinkers in all of my life. Everyone is like, no, I don't believe what you're saying, Sabina. You're wrong. Like everyone is like the backhand. How many times have you got a back of a hand? Not in your face, but like, the resistance, and that is like your third eye chakra is super underactive. You're not even tapping into it at all because you're a fear and doubt, and because you're allowing the ego to take over. And it's okay. And this is part of the process, and there's no judgment again, right? And the overactive is fun because you might, like, there's people that I wake up with dreams upon dreams upon dreams because I was so into trying to tap in so much into my third eye. I focused so much on my third eye chakra. I probably like rejected every other chakra. So all the energy went there, and it was like, what? Right? So that's what happened. And difficulty grounding. I must have an overactive third eye chakra because I have difficulty grounding.
That's usually what it is, though.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Because when you don't want to be part of this world, what happens? You want to be part of all the other worlds, and then you can't ground yourself. Again, if you have trouble loving yourself, well, where's that energy going to go? The energy has to go somewhere. That information has to go somewhere. So it's like you get it all in the third eye, or some of them is all in the throat chakra, and some people just can't stop talking, or don't talk at all. And this is where the underactive, overactive. This is how it all, this is why we're talking about it, just so you can pay attention and be like, I have a tendency of getting so many dreams, or I don't feel grounded at all. Why is it that I don't feel grounded at all? Is it, is it because I just don't want to be a part of this world? And then it's just unable to ground, unable to, like, avoidance a little bit, And
it's good.
Yeah, and it happens.
It's good.
And we're all going to go through it. It's like waves.
We've all went through all of these things.
100%.
That's why I wrote them down. We all wrote them down because paranoia, delusions, it becomes like
it becomes your coping mechanism.
Yeah,
basically.
It does. It really does.
It becomes your coping mechanism.
Headaches, pressure, like we all know this. This is part of the physical symptom of a overactive third eye chakra. Okay.
Left side.
Yeah. Sabina has taught me to love myself. Oh, thank you. You taught yourself. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Wow, we have missed a lot. I would love to hear more about dreams. It's like when you lose one of the traditional 5 senses, the other 4 become stronger. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Using my pendulum to verify the things that has helped me to believe my inner voice more and more. Yeah, the pendulum is a good thing to start to trust yourself. It's just a confirmation tool. Like
it's like your tool still.
Yeah,
I still use that a lot.
There's a tool that I use often is my pendulum, because and now I have a massive relationship on my pendulum. It's just me, anyways. By the way, it's my energy. It's just another form of full confirmation. So. I am now working on just believing and not verifying everything. Yeah, sure you are.
Okay, but that's a big one. When you're able to actually do that and stop verifying, and you might be wrong the first couple of times, but the fact that you're still trusting it will just amplify the information to trust, like what to trust and what not to trust. Does that make sense? It's just the decision of it, the acting of it will already create this vibrational frequency, and this, like, it's almost like saying you're okay with making mistakes. It's like you're okay with making mistakes, which there's nothing wrong with. And then you just start trusting yourself more and more and more and more and more, because you're like, it's okay if I make mistakes. You trust yourself.
And also, I want to bring up this thing is like, don't feel bad about going into dream worlds. Like sometimes we go off into a daydream world and we're working and we like left there for 10 minutes and we were in the dream world. Don't feel bad about it. I mean, obviously, if it takes over your whole life and like you lost your job because of Sabina, no, sorry.
But again, it comes back to this feeling of like feeling bad is only supposed to be temporarily to help you recourse. You can't stay in the feeling bad. You can't stay in the guilt, in the shame. The guilt and shame can have a constructive manner if you're gonna be like, oh yeah, maybe drinking every single day and not accomplishing and not, doing what I want to do. Maybe the guilt is going to push me into a different direction. But yeah, absolutely, 100%. Like, don't feel bad about it. Like, don't stay in it, 100%.
Yeah. And also to another practice, which we will talk about later, but is to, instead of putting on the TV or the radio or whatever, do some visualization work. It's kind of fun. You'd be surprised what would come out of there because it's really your blueprints coming alive.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about this. The interesting thing that,
I mean, it could be also, I think this is super interesting.
Yeah, it is all interesting.
I think it's super interesting. But going back to the TV, like, what you can do is incorporate some of these exercises that we did, especially her for visualization. You could be like, you know what? Every time before I open the TV, I am going to do a 1-minute exercise of visualization, right? You can have fun with it too and create these new habits and these new patterns and these new programs with the old ones. And trust me, once you start doing this and you start seeing, in this case, the visualizations getting bigger and bigger, you're going to want to do it more and more.
Yeah.
You're going to want to do it more and more. It's once you start seeing that, oh, something's tingling, something's changing, I'm starting to see clearer colors, see clearer visions. You're going to be like, oh, I should do this more often. So the 1 minute's going to become 2 minutes, it's going to become 3 minutes. It's going to become, who knows, maybe you won't even watch TV that day because you're like, this is so much cooler at the moment.
Also, as a side note, it's very beautiful. Also, as a side note, before I go to bed every night, I say to I just speak out loud, to my cells mostly, cancel, clear, delete all everything that Sabrina has brought in through her phone and the TV.
That's a nice one.
So that the program it's going to be deleted every night. So like I'm fresh in the morning. So this could be just a little help, so you can have more like space for visualization.
Yeah, the power of declaration. You're declaring to have something be removed. That's a huge power that we have that a lot of us don't even use. We don't see how powerful that could be because we don't use it. If you declare, like, cancel, clear, delete anything that does not serve me, anything that I've picked up, especially from the electronics, we don't realize, but there's so much information that comes out of these. Like, just the blue light in itself, it's completely disruptive to your system. Just all everything. All the memes, all the videos, in one video, there's like so much that can happen in your subconscious. Like, you're already in a different brain state. Like, your brain is in a different vibrational frequency, so you're able to be more susceptible to picking things up too. So it's just, electronics it can be a blessing, it could be a curse, but you decide how it's going to be for you. So yes, next one, I wanted to bring this in specifically, the psychedelics, all the plant medicines out there that could help stimulate. And there's beautiful research, and there's psychiatrists now, like very like high professionals that are using it and seeing incredible improvements, even just with addictions, right? It's just crazy and beautiful what they've accomplished right now. But I do want to stress, and the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because it's not the only way, and it's not necessary. Yes.
She's asking a question, but it's okay.
Who's asking a question?
Lynn, can you be between the two, or go back and forth between underactive and overactive?
In my opinion, you can be
everywhere.
Yeah.
You can be with everything. You can be balanced and unbalanced at the same time.
Yeah, that's a little hard though. Can you really be balanced and unbalanced?
Well, not like you can be like half. Like there's moments where I'm fully visual, but then there's moments where I'm like
still doubting.
Yeah. So I could see things. I could see so much in my third eye, but then there's a moment of like, oh, are you really seeing that, Sabrina?
Yeah, well, I do.
Which cancels it out, and then after I have to bring it back in. So it's like it's almost like a seesaw.
That I agree 100%. Like it's a wave. You're riding a wave all the time, constantly. You're going in and out and in between, and 100%.
Yeah. Sorry, I wanted to bring that up so we don't.
No, it's perfect
because now you're gonna
catching. Yeah, I just wanted to feel like there was more to that.
Hi, Marianne from Ireland.
Look. Yeah, the only difference is your awareness to it. How can you be present in that moment to be aware of whether or not you're whether or not you're trusting, whether you're not trusting, whether you're overactive. Like, it's just, these are just tools to help us tap into our truth, meaning like that present moment that is just our awareness and our consciousness.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, the only reason why we mention these is so you're aware, like, oh, I'm not present anymore. I'm not conscious, or give you the opportunity to become awareness or conscious. Because I know when I started looking into all this, it really clarified, like, oh, wait a second. I had to take a step back and be like, oh, all of these overactive, underactive symptoms, if you want to call them symptoms, it made a lot of sense to me, where I was putting my energy and where I wasn't putting my energy and what I could do about it, right?
And I know it's a lot because we're coming with you for 7 chakras, but eventually they'll become more and more mainstream to you. You'll be like, oh, okay, look, I'm a little delusional today. Like, okay, it's okay. I love myself anyways. I forgive myself. I release it. You know, that's how it's like really slow, but it's becoming aware of it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I feel a little high right now, and I feel like my energy is all over the place. Let me go ground myself. Let me go on the earth, or let me go visualize roots from the soles of my feet, like basically the visualizations that we're going to do later on.
She does.
And yeah.
Hello. I love a reading. We're not doing readings today. We're just talking about chakras, but
But yeah. Okay. So psychedelics again. I'm not going to
continue.
I'm not going to talk too much about this. I just wanted to bring it up because it's beautiful. It's a great tool. Plant medicine is one of my favorites to dive into because it really puts everything in the forefront. Like, you can't run away from it. When you decide, usually it's the medicine that's going to find you. You might hear a calling because medicines are alive. These plants are alive. And when they think you're ready, they're just going to show up, and they're just going to like, hi. They're just going to like,
I'm ready.
They're going to invite you, but they're never going to force you. Okay. That's another thing. They're never going to force you. If somebody is trying to force you into doing it, they're trying to convince you, and for you, it just doesn't feel right. That forcing, take it as a red flag.
Yeah.
Like, no, this is not something it's not games. This is, it's
manipulation of the mind, really. It's like, it's not a manipulation of the mind. It's like
well, the people doing it can be for that reason.
Yeah. And it's funny because
Okay, we're back live. That's fun. We're back. Okay. Hello, everybody. Sorry about that.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Retrograde, Pluto retrograding into Capricorn. It's what's happening today. I don't know, man. It's getting crazy. Life is
this whole for both of us has been kind of crazy cakes. But here we are. I am telling the universe, just throw whatever you want to throw.
Thank you for waiting. Thank you for being. Let's look at Pekka Niska, what she has to say. Niska.
Anyway, thanks, Lynn, for checking up. Thank you, Oma, for letting us know. Yes, you're better at reading than I am, so I'll let you do this.
Agree on that. Mushrooms are great to pick up from the yard when you think what things you want to deal in the trip. They just pop up everywhere, almost like saying, "Let's do it here." I'm picking up.
100%.
Okay, awesome. Yeah,
100%. And that's the beauty of plant medicine. They're gonna find you. If you feel like if you're looking and looking and lurking, it's probably because you're not ready or it's not the right time. And it's just to respect that part of your journey, respect those moments, because like you said, she was talking about manipulation, how some people are using this
I was talking about that.
as a tool to manipulate people. And it's up to you to know the difference as well. It's up to you to be aware and conscious.
Yeah. So I was saying about, I saw a video like 5 years ago with Cryon, who's a channeler. And in it, this guy asked, he asked a question. He goes, I've done like about 12 DMT trips. And the channeler was like, oh, okay. So like in a matter of years. And he goes, no, in a month. And the channeler was like, wow, that's a little extreme. You don't need to be like, you don't need mushrooms or peyote or LSD to open your third eye chakra. That's why we brought it up here.
Yeah.
It's like, it's calling you and you want to go on a trip and it's really great and there's no judgment there, but it's not something that you need to open or to activate because you have the power to do that on your own. You don't need something else. Oh, that doesn't look good. That network is like really low.
No, it's been like that since.
Okay.
Every time we go live, but so far it's only the first time that I've seen it freeze. But it doesn't matter. Just to add on to that, that's another thing. A lot of people go on these multiple trips without actually integrating all the information, which is a huge part. It's the part. When you do plant medicines, you go on to these altered states it could be one aspect or multiple aspects of your life that you're there to kind of face. But if you don't actually take that moment to integrate, and this could take a day, like it could take a week, like it could take a month, like it could take some people a year to fully learn that lesson that was meant to come up at that moment. And this integration part, I feel like it's being like shoved under the rug. And
it's like
it's exactly. It's all about the glitz and the glam. Like, oh, I felt this and I saw this, but it's like there's no integration. The whole point is contemplation. The whole point is to sit with it, sit with that information, and be like, oh, okay, I just got shooken up. It almost reminds me a little bit of energy work too, Reiki. When I'm in my sessions, my session itself is about 45 minutes to an hour maximum, like in terms of the work that I do. But then an hour and a half, or sometimes even 2 hours, I'm sitting and we're integrating all that information. We're actually sitting and we're just conversating and contemplating and being like, yes, this is what I saw. This is what I felt. This is what I'm feeling. How are you feeling about that? And then even after that, I always give people permission to have almost 21 days access to me as just if anything else comes up. Because what we've done, we just open up all of these channels. We've just opened up all of these energetic points in our bodies. And therefore, so much more things could come up to the surface, whether it's physically, emotionally, mentally. And this is all part of it. And the same thing goes with plant medicine. You have the pre-plant and then the post-plant. The stories that I've heard of people when they've decided or when it's calling to them, their life is shaking up a lot of the times before and after, or it could be very ecstatic and it could be very orgasmic, the whole experience too. But you still have to integrate those parts. You still have to integrate all that information, which I find is lost in translation. I feel a lot of these coaches too don't give enough of at least that space or at least that information. Because I do some coaches and some people that are these plant just holders and they're facilitators. A lot of them do say how it's important for the person to go about it themselves, which is one train of thought, is one way, one method, which I do in some ways agree with, because whatever the coach or the facilitator says could impact the person in their own knowingness. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. But for a lot of people, especially if it's their first time, they need that extra support. They need that extra kind of safe space. Because a lot of the times people that I know who go into that, they're in a dark place and they kind of just need to just have help to talk it out, or at least have somebody to have that what's that called? Whiteboard, I guess. You know, when you're bouncing off.
Oh.
How do you call that? Anyways, you get what I mean. But yes. So I don't know if we want to add.
Yeah,
anything
no,
to that.
I think Terry's funny. It didn't shut down because we're talking about mushrooms.
Oh.
I was like, probably so. And Lynn is like, the experience seems like just escape if you don't actually integrate anything. Of course. And that's the big thing, is that
Exactly.
and a lot of like a younger generation are like, oh, magic mushroom. It's the trip. But it's like, no, you don't even understand what you're doing, really, because we're really we're there. Like she said, the integration is the process of this. Like even peyote was done by the Native Americans, and there was a process. It wasn't like, oh, I want to go and like meet the gods and the rain god. No, they had like a process, what they were cleansing something. So that's the disconnect. I feel like that the narrative that's happening out there, it's like, are you willing to actually go down deep and actually clean and restore and cleanse? Because that's what these plant medicines are. It's not for I saw rainbows and unicorns and I met my higher self. And that's, to me, it's a little bit because I really truly believe that
gratification,
that these plant medicines existed in an era where this wasn't open. The third eye chakra activation wasn't an open conversation. You know, in the 60s, in the 70s, it was very like, it was a movement. But now it's like we're open and we don't need, that's where I'm coming from. I don't need anything else. I just need to go inside and trust myself.
I definitely believe it was an era where we needed to be more open-minded.
Yeah.
And this open-mindedness, which comes to the underactive part of collective, right? You were talking about how the collective also is going through these movements too. We're going through the chakras collectively as well. And there was a big boom, big movement, and then it got shut down. And now it's like almost unstoppable, this movement. But with this whole era of instant gratification, I want it now. I want to have the vision now. I want to know what my purpose is now. It's like we're forgetting the whole purpose of
the whole process.
The whole purpose of this life is the process. It's not the destination. It's how you're getting to the destination. Are you enjoying yourself to get to this destination? Are you
not really?
Are you integrating everything
to
get the characteristics and the things that you need for the accomplishment of the purpose, even if you don't know what it is at this very moment?
And it's interesting what she said, because are you enjoying the process? And that's psychedelics will come in that to cover up the pain of this process.
Sometimes,
the stuff, like the shit that we have to go through, because we have to go deep, dark. We have to uproot everything. And so if you just, sometimes I understand that, like, you know, I'm just saying, like, that's not only plants, but other kinds of drugs and alcohol and whatever you want. You take it just to numb yourself, but at one point you will have to face.
Yeah,
it's just like, it is what it is. Yeah. Anyway, it was interesting.
And if you can't, then, I mean, we can get really dark here, but at a certain point, if you're just numbing, I do believe that your soul gets to this point of like, okay, you don't want to face it. You don't want to, you're hitting your rock bottom, you're hitting it. And if you don't want to do anything, sometimes you just have to come in another lifetime.
Yeah.
Right.
And you have to leave the earth.
Sometimes.
Not always. At a soul level, you know what you've chosen, by the way. The physical level doesn't know, but the soul level says, yeah, I tried, but just take me off the earth. Thanks. Bye. Okay. And then we'll come back next life. Yeah. And at a physical level, we're like, it's not welcome to your destination. It's welcome to your journey.
Exactly. This sums it up perfectly. This sums it up perfectly.
Yeah.
It's not welcome to your destination. It's welcome to your journey. Exactly. The experience seems like just escape if you don't actually integrate it. Yeah. I think you read that already, right? Yeah. Perfect. Excellent. So basically that's what it is. And basically where I was going at with this.
There was a point.
All of this. Yes, there was a point. Is just to talk about the most underrated tool out there, which is sitting in stillness and sitting in silence. Because you can do all of these things, but in my experience, I've done all kinds of tools. I did the yoga, I did this, I did that. And the one tool that I've realized that has helped me the most, and you hear about it so many times in the Buddhist teachings and any kinds of teachings, but for some reason, I never really truly understood it until 2 years ago when I forced myself to sit in stillness and sit in silence.
Oh, it's a challenge. I love it though. It's the best.
When you really sit in that and you are against your ego, you're against the stories in your head, you're against the emotions that are coming and rushing up to the surface, and all they're trying to do is to get you distracted. Go for a walk, go for that coffee, do that workout, have that beer, have that drink, have that even like that tea that's going to calm you down, which you think you're going to like, even if it's healthy choices, they could still be distracting you from that one tool that could get you to the core emotion, to the core storyline, to get you to connecting fully with yourself. And that's sitting in stillness and in silence. And I really, that's why I brought up the psychedelics and all the other things. Like, you can do all that, but if you cannot sit in silence and you cannot sit in stillness with yourself, they're going to help, but they're not going to get to the core. They're not going to get to the main event. That is what you're supposed to be, the big boss. Like in the video games, you always have that big boss at the end. That's what it is. And when I finally did that, I had released some, like at least 38 years of 38 years worth of sadness, of grief, of guilt, of shame. And I still practice that today. It wasn't as intense when I first started. It was 1 to 2 hours. I would sit in stillness after work, before work. Any moment that I had at that time, I wasn't working a lot, so I had the opportunity to do it. But even when I did work, I would go and make myself a bath, and I would just sit in my bath for almost 2 hours, just tears coming down my face.
The best.
Tears coming down my face, memories just popping up, and okay, we're still here, guys. We're still here, and we're coming close. I think this is a big one. Maybe some people don't want you guys to know this information. Oh, looks like the internet got better once you shut that down. But yes, we're back. Froze. Here we go. So yes, let's dive into that, and then we'll start closing up this
apparently
this episode.
I kind of think mushrooms may be good for those who can't allow themselves to feel how great life can be. Yeah, but then again, it's also they're needing to learn how to find life. Like, like it's the same thing as saying, oh, well, drinking alcohol does the same thing, and so does smoking up, and so does things. Like it's a substance, right? But I understand what you're trying to say. But I also, at the same time, I really feel like if you're not happy, like we don't need to reach out to something to make us happy.
It's a tool. As long as it's temporary,
yeah,
it's okay. Like that's the way I see it anyways. As long as it's temporary and you see a tendency of yours, you're like, oh yeah, I have trouble opening up, I have trouble visualizing. Let me try this. But as long as you're not dependent on it, meaning like, oh, I cannot, like the classic is I'm too shy to go walk up to people, so I'm gonna make sure I'm drunk every time.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, question that. Why are you unable to actually find that courage, and what could you do, and how, like, what are you gonna do about it? Don't be dependent on something. And sometimes it's just to understand that feeling of what is being confident. So you have a drink and you're like, oh, this is what confidence is. As long as it's in an exploratory manner that you can then integrate, once again, integrate that information within you and be like, oh, this is what it is to be confident. Okay, let me try it without the alcohol now. I like the way I went up to this person. I like the way I complimented this person. So again, as long as you're integrating all of these experiences and you're not using it as an excuse, then yeah, by all means. But yeah, I agree with you completely.
Terry.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Terry, that it can be useful. It's a tool. It's a tool. As long as you're using it as a tool.
Frozen. 3 eyes frozen? That's weird. Oh my God. Okay, so best practices, Om mantra. Even just the idea of saying Om, humming changes a lot. That we talked about in the throat chakra. Journaling, stargazing.
Yes,
it's like that's a beautiful practice. That's the best, really beautiful practice to do it in stillness.
Yeah,
look up at the sky or whatever. Crystals, we'll talk about in the next slide. 852 hertz. I always put the hertz because I listen to a lot of frequency music online. Dream analysis. I do a lot of dream interpretations as well for people. It's fun to look into that because there are a lot of symbolism in our dreams. And meditation visualization. So we said a lot of this. I mean, we do a lot. There's so many different ways, but I really feel third eye chakra is visualization a lot. And like she said, in the stillness, just to...
Yeah. Visualization is a big one, 100%. If you can practice it, I've been trying to practice it every single day. Just what you can take is you can take a piece of paper with an image and try to reproduce it in your mind to see, just to see if you can see it. Because if you can start seeing things in your mind, like regular stuff, you're practicing visualization. I know that was one method that I was using that helped.
Or see something of you in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because anything really nice. That you are visualizing of you in the future is probably already happened anyways, because it's not just a new thing that you've just created. What are you looking at for?
The tea.
Oh, I was like, okay, what is she doing? What is she doing?
We're all having tea together, so it's like we're. Oh,
we didn't put the other one.
I thought you did.
Okay. Anyways, so I brought out a whole bunch of crystals. So amethyst crystals, fluorite, sodalite, indigo, jasper, I think, or indigo something. Whatever. But anything that's blue, like a blue and a purplish. Yeah. If you're having a hard time visualizing, you can always put when I first started, I used to put a amethyst on my head, on my forehead, to just activate the gland, to just activate it and get it out there. But also you can put an amethyst underneath your pillow, or drop a little bit of lavender on your pillow. That helps with sleep and dreams, but it protects your dreams as well. Amethyst under the pillow. There's a lot of different practices you can do with crystals.
You're opening your channel. You're opening a portal. So if you're not good very much right now in discernment and discerning, it's easy to get like all of different energies coming in that are not really the highest vibes as well. So it's to be very clear, and if you have a hard time protecting your energetic field, if you go outside and you feel like you pick up a lot from other people, that means that you still haven't mastered naturally, subconsciously, just to create that energetic bubble, right? One practice that my teacher used to teach me was, you can take your finger and you can look at it, and then you can just aim and point to your third eye, and it kind of gives like this visual of opening up. So I found that really cool. I found that interesting as well. Or looking at a candle and then trying to visualize and through the candle and communicating with the candle as well. So that could be another tool.
I did that a lot of visualization with candling. It's called. You look at you stare at the candle, the flame, and you start at 10 minutes, which by the way is really hard. I did 3 minutes. I was like, yo. And then after you go up and higher, and eventually I was doing 30 minutes candling, which is deep because you're really focused. Anyway, that's really cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And you always start small.
Yeah, start small.
Because right now what you're doing, you're practicing your attention span to focus on one thing. And if you're able to bring your attention span and really almost like monitor it and control it, then you can monitor your awareness, you can monitor your consciousness. You can always come back to one focus, one line of focus, which is yourself in this moment. If it's candles or if something else, if it's just meditation, meditating just for 30 seconds, and then you bring it up to a minute, 2 minutes. Sometimes it will be even a standing still in stillness. For me, I needed to start with just 10 minutes and 15 minutes because that's the ego and all the storylines. They're always coming up, and it's just bringing it back down, sitting it back down, and be like, no, I'm sitting down. I'm not going for that coffee. I'm not going there. It's almost like having not an argument, but it's almost like having a conversation with yourself and always. You until it lets go. And like, fine, it's almost talks like I was telling her. Right now, the ego, the way I'm seeing it is like a kid that just needs to be coddled, or just needs to learn discernment, or just needs to learn how to love itself through you. You are there to love it no matter what. You're there to love it no matter, and teach it discernment and teach it how to not have that instant gratification right away. It's kind of sitting it down. So yeah.
Thank you.
Candles are cool.
Candles are cool. There are moments when the flame really gives you answers, clear yes or no's. It does. And candles you can kind of clarifies a lot of, maybe you have an issue or something that's blocked. You can look at a candle and it completely clarifies. Yes, it does. Thank you for sharing, Becca.
Agreed. Okay. Are we ready?
All right. Are we ready?
Are you ready? Are you guys ready for the activation? This time it's the third eye. So we're going to be activating that, and we can't wait to hear all your feedback. If you choose to let us know, if you choose to share with us. And as per always, I'll start with this little deep meditation just to ground ourselves, protect ourselves, as per usual. So right now you can just take a couple of more minutes. This will give
Lay
Sabrina.
Down, sit down. Don't be driving.
Don't be driving. I mean, you can be driving, just don't close your eyes.
Don't be driving.
Close your eyes. Don't close your eyes. You guys are responsible on the road.
All right.
You guys could, you can lie down, sit down. You can start taking a couple of deep, long breaths in and out. I don't know why you remove it all the time.
Because they don't want it.
During the meditation?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it? It's cute.
Okay.
I like it. I'm keeping it, guys. So once again, sorry for distracting you. So close your eyes. Unless you're driving, you can just take long, deep breaths in and out. You're telling your body that it's safe to receive, safe to let go, safe to receive. And when you're ready, you can start taking this visualization by visualizing roots at the soles of your feet, going down, 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 towards the center of Mother Earth. towards her magmatic sphere. And gently wrapping your roots around her heartbeat. Visualizing a beautiful blue, purple light sparkling, slowly entering your roots and allowing this light, this essence to go up, 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 hitting the soles of your feet, going up your legs, up your spine, down your arms, up your neck, and allowing this purple indigo light to overflow the top of your head, creating a protection, a bubble all around your body. Allowing its energy, its electricity to go in every single cell of your body, activating the third eye, slowly opening it up, getting it ready for the pendulum and for Sabrina. Allowing this electricity to go in every single cell of your body, activating that, helping it to release, to make space. And when you're ready, you can start visualizing a channel of light from the top of your head going up, up, up towards the sun of all suns, towards where it all began. And with a long, deep breath in, taking in this beautiful golden shimmering light, bringing it down, 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 hitting the top of your head, going down your spine, down your arms, down your legs, and allowing it to overflow the soles of your feet, merging, connecting, harmonizing with Mother Earth's energy. Creating an incredible flame, a violet flame around the whole body, just ready to receive and to eliminate, to make space, but most importantly, to transmute everything you and your soul no longer need in this space. Preparing your energetic, preparing your mental, and preparing your emotional states for Sabrina's activation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My intention is to provide deep healing to your third eye chakra. I aim to cleanse and release all blockages and imbalances whether they are rooted in emotional, energetic, or physical causes. This healing will restore your ability to see clearly, trust your intuition, and connect with your higher power. You will be empowered to tap into your psychic abilities, understand dreams and symbols, and use imagery as tools for deeper insight and spiritual growth. Cleanse your third eye chakra of any blockages caused by fear, doubt, or past experiences that have clouded your psychic abilities and spiritual vision. Release all energies that prevent you from accessing your higher self and understand the deeper truths of your existence. Release any energetic blockages in your third eye chakra that have accumulated over time. Dissolve any stagnant or dense energy that hinders your connection to higher consciousness, limiting your ability to receive guidance from your higher power. Cleanse the physical manifestations of third eye chakra imbalances, such as headaches, eye strain, or sinus issues. Release these physical symptoms, bringing relief and healing to your body, allowing you to connect more deeply with your intuitive faculties. Release all fears, illusions, and confusion. Allow yourself to let go of the need for control and to trust in your psychic insights, dreams, and the symbolic messages you receive from the universe. Restoring your third eye chakra to its natural state of balance, empowering you to access and trust your psychic abilities and intuition. Enhance your ability to receive beyond the physical world, tapping into the spiritual realm and wisdom of your higher self. Heal any emotional wounds or doubts that have contributed to any imbalances. Fill your third eye with calming, soothing energy that supports emotional release and healing, allowing you to confidently embrace your psychic gifts. Restore the free flow of energy, connecting it harmoniously with your crown and throat chakras. This balance will allow for clear insight, the confident expression of your intuitive knowledge, and the ability to interpret dreams and symbols accurately. Strengthen your connection to your higher power, empowering you to receive and interpret guidance from these sources. Allow your third eye to become a clear channel for divine wisdom, dreams, and imagery that support your spiritual growth. Empower your ability to understand and work with dreams, symbols, and imagery. Enhance your capacity to tap into the rich language of your subconscious and the universe, using these tools for deeper and spiritual alignment. Your third eye chakra is now cleansed, healed, and balanced. You are empowered to access your psychic abilities, trust your intuition, and connect deeply with your higher self. Your dreams, imagery, and symbols are clear, insightful, and guide you on your journey. So it is, so be it, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. And so it is. And we are done. Wakey, wakey. The pendulum took a while to wakey, wakey.
What do you mean it took a while?
It took a while to do the cleansing.
You did?
Yeah.
Why is that?
It's okay. Maybe there's a lot of blocked third eyes in the collective.
Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Yo.
We should have a siren blare.
Oh, wait. No. That's horrible. No. But we work with a violet flame.
Next week. Oh, you work this week, but next week is going to be fun. It's a crown chakra.
Yo, we work with a violet flame. Like I don't do these meditations prior. Huh? Like I go them on the spot. And I've always loved working with the violet flame. And this time we actually I felt it. And at a point I was like, when I was channeling and giving the energy or enhancing your energetic field, all I saw was just like this huge channel coming in from the top of your head. And then I saw your wings. I saw these huge wings that you were just like blowing away all kinds of stuff. And then for some reason, my whole energy went onto your hands.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like towards the end. Yeah.
Efkaristopoli. You see, I speak some Greek.
Hello. How's everybody
Kalinikos.
doing? How's everybody feeling after this activation?
I dozed off. Don't you dare awake us with this horn, Serena. I know.
Right? That's horrible, painful. That would be that would be a bad joke.
It would be funny, but it would be a bad joke. I won't do that.
Oh, wait a second. I wish I had a range of colors. I'm so happy.
I know. That's so beautiful.
Amazing. Oh, sorry, guys. Still getting used to this. That was wonderful. Yeah, I agree. Sabrina, that would be horrible. Warm love.
Thank you. I had a crystal in each hand, and my hands were hot all the way to my elbows. Love that. That's so beautiful when you do these activations. If you can have the actual crystals like the amethyst,
it's not necessary,
that's
but
a good idea.
100%. Yeah. There's one thing that I did remember as we were doing the meditation. Another way to activate it is just closing your eyes and directing your eyes to your forehead, to the actual middle part of your brow. What you're doing is that you're creating this tension, and you're bringing your eyesights up there. So you're bringing your focus to the third eye. And sometimes, especially when you are on psychedelics, when you do that, that's when all the geometric shapes come alive. But even when you're not, especially if you're like Sabrina and you have all of the visualizations nice and clear, it's crazy how much stuff that you do to practice it.
But also it's a good it's like I don't think we've ever said this before, but every time we do a chakra, you should be focusing on the actual chakra, like the throat, the heart.
Or even if you want, you can focus just on the third eye, and it will give you maybe some clues of what you need for that chakra as well. So I know when I would do guided meditations, when I would bring my awareness up there, I would have easier time seeing things and easier time visualizing. So that could be another one too.
So I saw the purple blue shaped eye, and it turned into a triangle.
Very cool.
Grazie mille. Hi, Vicky.
Well, I think isn't it a chakra? Being here. We didn't even have the symbol, but isn't it a triangle?
The third eye chakra is not a triangle, actually. No, it's like a thing. It's the triangle is the narrative.
Look here, triangle.
Oh, it's upside down though. Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. 222.
So it kind of looks like an eye too. We didn't talk about the symbols, but yeah.
Okay, bye, Lynn. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, that's
Much
it, ladies.
Love to you. Hi, Annalise.
I
love all of you here.
This Amazing. Is the end. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. Thank you guys so much. And that's it. We'll see you next week for the crown. So the last and official one.
We're doing it on September 11th at 12 p.m. I know we're trying different times because we want to see what works better for everybody. Mm-hmm. Because we have people from 5 hours ahead of us, behind us. So anyways, you let us know what times will work best for you. But September 11th, 9/11 at 12, 9/11, 12 p.m. Eastern time. So we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Have a beautiful week. And if everyone is enjoying Labor Day in North America, have fun on this day off. And to everybody else, much love.
Yep. We'll see you guys
Love you all. Bye.
And let us know about
next week. You too.
About the activations. If there's anything. Let me know if there's anything. Let us know how you guys, how this activation treats you the next couple of days. Because the activation is today, but doesn't mean it won't continue for the next couple of days, right? Okay, bye.
XOXO.